So it's a question from James in Altrincham. How much does it cost to buy a house? So the question relates to fees. It really varies. I'm sorry, but the answer is it really varies. It depends on the value of the property that you're buying and your individual circumstances. But to give you an idea of the types of fees that you might incur along the way, stamp duty, that's tax for buying a property. There are certain exemptions, for example, for first-time buyers. If you're going to employ a mortgage broker, there can be some fees to pay someone like myself to do all the work for you and hold your hand through the process. Some lenders charge arrangement fees. Some mortgages have these and some don't. It's the schemes that have the lowest rates of interest that tend to have arrangement fees. So again, if you're borrowing a large amount of money, sometimes it's worth paying one of these fees in order to obtain the very cheapest deal that you can get. Again, if you're buying a property, you're going to want a survey doing. If it's brand new, you might just opt for a basic valuation, but something of an older property, then perhaps you'd want to pay for a more in-depth survey to give you a bit more of a peace of mind that the property you're buying represents good value for money. And legal fees, that's a big outgoing because you're going to want to have a professional working for you to ensure that the person selling the property actually owns it. They're going to write to things like the local authority to check that they're in a sort of planning permissions or not going to knock the house down and build a bypass through the middle of the front garden, those type of things, to make sure interests are best looked after. And then finally, removal fees. Sounds like a lot, but when you add the fees up, not all of them will apply to you anyway. And oftentimes, it's a little bit less than people think. But the answer to your question is it depends on the value of the property that you're buying and your personal situation. Thanks for watching the video. We do rely on user-generated content, so please subscribe if you found the information useful and send me a question in the comments below or drop me an email and I'll do my best to answer it.